In the third quarter of 2025, Tesla once again proved that its momentum in the electric vehicle revolution is far from slowing down. The company delivered 497,99 vehicles worldwide, its highest quarterly figure ever recorded. For a company that has already broken so many industry records, this milestone still feels like a statement. Tesla continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in modern manufacturing, technology, and consumer appeal. But behind the impressive number lies a race against time. Across the United States, thousands of customers rushed to place their orders before the federal EV tax credit, a program that offered up to $7,500 per vehicle, was set to expire under new IRS guidelines. In a sense, Tesla's record-breaking quarter wasn't just about sales. It was about urgency policy and the psychology of a market learning to move faster than ever. From California to Texas, Berlin to Shanghai, Tesla's factories ran near capacity as the company balanced one of the most complex global production networks in the automotive world. At the Fremont plant, assembly lines were upgraded to accommodate new manufacturing techniques, while Giga Berlin continued expanding its battery operations, preparing for the next phase of Tesla's European growth. The timing of this surge was no coincidence. For months, industry analysts had speculated that Q3 would see a spike in deliveries as buyers sought to lock in their tax benefits before eligibility criteria tightened. And indeed, by mid-September, order volumes were so high that delivery centers extended operating hours to midnight in some US cities. Still, Tesla's achievement goes beyond short-term incentives. The record demonstrates how deeply the brand has embedded itself in the public imagination. For many consumers, owning a Tesla is not just a purchase. It's participation in a movement toward cleaner mobility, advanced software, and an energy-independent future. The global EV market is evolving rapidly. Competitors like BYD in China and Volkswagen in Europe are scaling up production, each fighting for a share of the next billion-dollar frontier. Yet Tesla remains the barometer. When Tesla rises, the entire industry feels the ripple. When Tesla slows, investors question whether the EV revolution itself might be losing steam. That's what makes Q3 2025 so symbolic. This isn't just another strong quarter, it's a snapshot of an industry at a crossroads. Governments are phasing out subsidies, inflation continues to pressure car prices, and charging infrastructure is still catching up. Yet despite those headwinds, nearly 500,000 Tesla vehicles found new owners in just 3 months. To put that in perspective, back in 2018, Tesla delivered around 250,000 cars across the entire year. Today, it sells nearly double that every quarter. Few companies in the automotive sector have ever scaled production this fast without sacrificing quality or profitability. But success also brings questions. How much of this demand is organic and how much is driven by temporary incentives? When the tax credit disappears, will buyers hesitate? Or has Tesla already built such strong brand loyalty that its momentum will continue regardless of government support? These are the questions that shape the narrative of Tesla's next chapter. Elon Musk himself hinted in a recent interview that the company's short-term numbers are less important than its long-term vision. Our mission, he said, isn't to maximize quarterly deliveries, it's to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy. Yet paradoxically, these record deliveries are exactly what fund that mission. Every car sold today strengthens the foundation for tomorrow's innovations, from full self-driving V3 to the upcoming Reboot budget EV and the highly anticipated robotaxi fleet. At Tesla Insights, we look at this moment as more than a statistic. It's a window into Tesla's evolving strategy, balancing consumer psychology, government policy, and industrial ambition in a way few competitors can match. As Q3 2025 closes, Tesla stands at the intersection of pressure and promise. The pressure to maintain growth without relying on incentives. The promise of a future where electric mobility is both accessible and aspirational. So when we ask, did Tesla break this record because of tax credits or in spite of them, the answer may be both. Policy might have sparked the rush, but innovation sustained the interest. And that combination urgency and vision remains Tesla's most powerful engine. Coming up next in Task 2, we'll dive deeper into the numbers where those 497,099 vehicles came from, which regions drove growth, and what the data says about Tesla's long-term trajectory. The record of 497,099 global deliveries didn't come from chance. It was the result of a finely tuned global operation where every gigafactory, every policy shift, and every customer decision converged in a single quarter. According to Reuters and Teslarati, North America accounted for roughly 260,000 vehicles, making it Tesla's strongest regional performance to date. Much of this momentum came from the United States, where the clock was ticking on the federal EV tax credit. Consumers flooded Tesla stores and websites seeking to lock in purchases before the IRS deadline in late September. In Europe, deliveries reached an estimated 150,000 units, fueled by demand for the Model Y, which has quietly become one of the best-selling cars, electric or not, across major EU markets like Germany, France, and the Netherlands. Meanwhile, Giga Berlin continued to increase its production efficiency, reducing average delivery times to under 4 weeks for most customers in Western Europe. Asia, led by China, contributed around 87,000 deliveries. The Chinese market remains complex. Fierce competition from BYD, NIO, and XPeng keeps pricing pressure high, yet Tesla's brand recognition and supercharger network continue to attract a loyal urban audience. According to Cars Direct, Tesla's Shanghai plant operated near full capacity for most of Q3, despite brief maintenance shutdowns to retool for future models, possibly including the rumored Redwood Compact EV. Interestingly, while deliveries set a record, production numbers dipped slightly compared to last year, down roughly 5%. Business Insider reports this was intentional. Several factories underwent partial shutdowns to upgrade assembly lines and integrate next-generation manufacturing processes, particularly those related to gigacasting and the new 4680 battery cells. In Tesla's quarterly shareholder letter, CFO Vaibhav Taneja highlighted this strategy as a balance between scale and readiness for the next wave of innovation. In simpler terms, Tesla temporarily slowed production to move faster later, a philosophy consistent with Elon Musk's long-term approach to manufacturing. Financially, the results were also compelling. Following the delivery announcement, Tesla's stock rose by 3.8% in after-hours trading, with analysts from Morgan Stanley and Wedbush upgrading short-term forecasts. The consensus: Tesla's Q3 report wasn't just a statistical win, it was a psychological signal to investors, proof that despite rising competition and waning subsidies, demand for Tesla vehicles remains remarkably resilient. But to understand the full picture, we need to look at how Tesla achieved this surge. Sources close to the company mentioned a mix of inventory clearance, software incentives, and localized marketing. For example, US buyers were offered limited-time access to FSD full self-driving trials, while European customers saw faster delivery options and referral bonuses. In China, Tesla leaned into a different strategy, emphasizing brand prestige. Local ads focused less on discounts and more on lifestyle, positioning the Model Y as a global design icon. That cultural pivot helped Tesla maintain its premium image even in a price-sensitive market. According to Inside EVs, the best-selling Tesla models in Q3 2025 were Model Y, 61% of total deliveries, Model 3, 33%, Model X and Model S, 6% combined. That dominance by the Model Y highlights Tesla's core strength, scalability. With a shared platform and simplified design, the Model Y can be built efficiently in nearly every gigafactory, reducing logistics costs and improving margins. However, this same concentration poses a question for the future: can Tesla maintain growth without a new mass-market product? The answer may lie in what's coming next: the Redwood project, a sub-$25,000 EV expected to launch in 2026, and the Robotaxi initiative, which could redefine Tesla's revenue model entirely. In terms of public perception, Q3 2025 also marked a turning point. Surveys by Consumer Reports showed that Tesla's brand trust index rose again after a dip earlier in the year, largely due to improvements in software reliability and customer service. Meanwhile, global search data from Google Trends indicated that Tesla deliveries spiked by 38% during September, reflecting both genuine interest and media buzz. Yet not everyone was optimistic. Some analysts cautioned that much of the demand may have been pulled forward, meaning Q4 sales could dip as buyers who intended to purchase later hurried to close deals before the tax credit expired. If that prediction holds, Tesla's next quarter might show a plateau, not another peak. Still, even skeptics acknowledge that what Tesla accomplished in Q3 wasn't easy. Managing nearly 500,000 deliveries across 4 continents requires precision logistics and high consumer confidence, something only a handful of automakers have achieved at this scale. As Reuters concluded in its coverage, Tesla's Q3 performance underscores not just operational excellence, but the enduring appeal of its brand. A combination of engineering prowess and market timing rarely seen in the automotive world. In summary, the numbers tell a story of agility under pressure. Tesla capitalized on a fleeting policy window, leveraged its global factory network, and turned urgency into record-breaking performance. Whether this momentum will hold beyond Q3 remains to be seen, but for now, the data is clear. Tesla is still the pace setter in the global electric vehicle race. Coming up in Task 3, we'll take a closer look at how Tesla's record compares to its rivals, especially BYD, Hyundai, and Rivian, and what this quarter reveals about the evolving balance of power in the EV industry. When Tesla announced nearly 500,000 deliveries in just 3 months, it didn't merely set a personal record, it re-established the benchmark for the global EV industry. But every record invites comparison, and in 2025, Tesla's competition is more intense than ever. The battle for global leadership. At the top of the list stands BYD, China's electric vehicle giant. In Q3 2025, BYD reported more than 450,000 fully electric vehicles delivered, an extraordinary figure that keeps it neck and neck with Tesla. The difference, however, lies in composition. While BYD's numbers include a mix of affordable compact EVs and hybrids, Tesla's 497,099 are all pure battery electric, a critical distinction for investors and environmental policymakers alike. BYD's strength is scale and cost efficiency. Its vertically integrated supply chain allows it to produce batteries, motors, and even chips in-house. But Tesla still leads in brand power and software. Features like full self-driving V14 and the tight integration of OTA updates continue to give Tesla an advantage in perceived innovation. In Europe, Tesla's most formidable challengers are Volkswagen Group and Hyundai Kia. Volkswagen's ID series has gained traction, but production constraints and cost overruns have slowed its push to surpass Tesla. Meanwhile, Hyundai and Kia are expanding rapidly, with the Ioniq 5/6 and EV9 earning high marks for design and reliability. Yet none have managed to match Tesla's global production tempo or profit margin per unit. The American contenders, domestically, Rivian and Lucid Motors, are the two names most frequently compared to Tesla, but in reality, they play in different arenas. Rivian delivered around 10,000 vehicles in Q3 2025, mostly trucks and SUVs, a strong showing for a young company, yet still a fraction of Tesla's output. Lucid remains a niche luxury producer with fewer than 15,000 units, focusing on ultra-high-range sedans. Tesla's dominance in the US stems from a combination of infrastructure and ecosystem. With over 57,000 supercharger stalls now open to multiple brands, Tesla has turned what was once a proprietary advantage into a national standard. Analysts call it the Apple strategy in reverse. Rather than closing its ecosystem, Tesla opens it just enough to collect revenue from competitors. Technology as the great divider. The defining difference between Tesla and everyone else remains software. BYD and others can match production, but they haven't replicated Tesla's digital experience, the seamless connection between car phone app and over-the-air updates. Each week, Tesla pushes small but noticeable improvements: faster acceleration, smarter auto park, better energy prediction. These cumulative upgrades keep older models relevant, extending resale value and customer loyalty. In contrast, many legacy automakers still rely on dealer service updates, making their ownership experience feel outdated in a post-smartphone era. Tesla's ability to evolve its vehicles remotely transforms cars into living software platforms, a key reason why resale values of the Model 3 and Y remain among the highest in the EV market. Pricing and market position. Tesla's recent success also raises questions about pricing power. During the first half of 2025, Tesla executed several price cuts, narrowing margins, but widening its customer base. In Q3, those lower prices coincided perfectly with the expiring EV tax credit, creating the perfect storm of affordability and urgency. BYD, on the other hand, has built its empire on consistently lower prices, leveraging China's cheaper materials and labor. In Europe, BYD Seagull and Dolphin models sell for under 25,000 euros prices. Tesla cannot yet match. That's why all eyes are now on the upcoming Redwood Project. Tesla's long-promised $25,000 EV expected to debut in 2036. If Redwood arrives on schedule, it could directly challenge BYD's low-cost advantage while maintaining Tesla's software superiority. But until then, BYD's value EV strategy ensures that the Chinese automaker will continue to dominate the entry-level segment. Perception and brand strength. Despite fierce competition, Tesla remains the most recognizable EV brand on the planet. In 2025, the Interbrand Global Rankings listed Tesla among the top 10 most valuable brands worldwide, a position no other automaker has held since Toyota's peak in 2008. Elon Musk's global influence, from social media presence to bold product promises, continues to drive awareness that competitors struggle to replicate. Even with controversies and delays, Tesla's image as the symbol of the EV revolution persists. When consumers think electric car, they still think Tesla first, a psychological advantage that marketing dollars can't easily buy. Market reality check. However, the competition is learning fast. BYD's Blade battery technology is closing the gap in safety and energy density. Hyundai's 800-volt platform offers faster charging than Tesla's current architecture. Volkswagen's next-gen ID, GTX, aims to blend German engineering with software modularity. The race is no longer about who builds an EV, it's about who defines the experience of electric mobility. And that's where Tesla's holistic approach still stands out. The integration of cars' batteries, solar energy, AI drivers, and humanoid robots into one interconnected ecosystem. It's a strategy that goes beyond the automobile industry itself. The bigger picture analysts at Bloomberg NEF estimate that by 2030, global EV sales could exceed 45 million units per year. If Tesla maintains even a 10% share, it would sell 5 million vehicles annually, roughly double Toyota's current output. Yet to reach that scale, Tesla must diversify its product lineup and regional manufacturing base faster than ever before. Competitors are catching up technologically, but Tesla's first-mover credibility still commands market trust. The company's ability to pivot, whether adjusting prices, repurposing factories, or leveraging policy cycles, remains unmatched. So while BYD may challenge in volume Hyundai in design and Rivian in innovation, Tesla still defines the narrative. It doesn't merely compete in the EV market, It is the market's emotional and technological reference point. As the dust settles on Q3 2025, one truth becomes clear: Tesla's record isn't just a win over its rivals. It's a reaffirmation of the company's role as the standard setter for an industry racing toward an electric future. As the third quarter of 2025 closed with record-breaking deliveries, it became clear that Tesla's success wasn't built on numbers alone. It was built on narrative. Every sale, every tweet, every factory announcement fits into the same story: a company that doesn't just build cars, but designs the future. The long game of Elon Musk. To understand Tesla's current momentum, one must understand its leader's philosophy. Elon Musk has never treated Tesla as a traditional automaker. He views it as a technology and energy company disguised as a car manufacturer. That's why even during the celebratory announcement of record deliveries, Musk shifted the spotlight toward the bigger mission: autonomy and AI. "Deliveries are great," he said in an internal memo leaked to Reuters, "but they're just fuel for the real engine, our software." This mindset explains Tesla's sometimes unpredictable strategies. In 2024, when analysts expected a new budget vehicle, Tesla instead doubled down on full self-driving, FSD neural network training, and the development of Optimus, the humanoid robot. Critics question the move, but Musk's bet is that the future of Tesla's value will come not from selling cars, but from deploying intelligence cars that drive themselves, factories that run autonomously, and robots that extend human labor. In that sense, Q3's record deliveries serve a higher purpose. They generate the revenue and data Tesla needs to fund this transformation. Every mile driven by a Model Y, every autopilot intervention logged feeds back into Tesla's growing AI ecosystem. Strategy through volatility. Tesla's path has never been linear. From the chaotic early production days of the Model 3 to price wars with Chinese EV makers, the company has learned to thrive in turbulence. When interest rates rose and car demand slowed, Tesla cut prices aggressively, a move that terrified competitors but thrilled buyers. When government subsidies began to expire, Tesla accelerated marketing campaigns and introduced short-term FSD trials to sustain momentum. This adaptive approach reflects what insiders call Muskian elasticity, the ability to bend without breaking, to shift strategy in real time based on data and instinct. Tesla's Q3 success, therefore, isn't just a reflection of demand, it's a reflection of resilience. Few companies can pivot global pricing, logistics, and software offerings within weeks. Tesla can, because it owns its entire value chain from factory to app, the human side of the machine. What often gets lost in spreadsheets and quarterly reports is the emotional dimension of Tesla's story. The company has become more than a brand. It's a symbol. For some, it represents environmental progress. For others, technological freedom. And for many, it's simply hope, the belief that the future can still be better, faster, and cleaner. This emotional connection is part of Tesla's strategic design. The sleek user interface, the minimalist interiors, the cinematic autopilot visuals, all are meant to create a sense of awe and belonging. Buying a Tesla isn't just a transaction, it's an initiation into a movement. At a deeper level, this approach echoes Apple's early playbook: create products that evoke loyalty not because of specs, but because of identity. As marketing professor Scott Galloway once said, Tesla is religion disguised as transportation. The next frontier. Robotaxi and Optimus, perhaps the most telling part of Musk's long-term vision, is how he positions Robotaxi and Optimus as Tesla's future profit engines. Musk has claimed that the autonomous Robotaxi fleet could eventually outvalue all vehicle sales combined, transforming Tesla into a mobility platform rather than a manufacturer. In August 2025, Tesla received approval to test supervised robotaxis in Arizona, a small but crucial step toward commercial deployment. Behind the scenes, engineers continue refining the FSD V14 software stack to to handle complex urban scenarios without driver input. Meanwhile, Optimus, the humanoid robot once dismissed as science fiction, is quietly advancing. Demonstrations show the robot performing warehouse tasks, carrying objects, and even using tools, all powered by Tesla's AI systems. Musk's ambition is for Optimus to become the ultimate labor multiplier, a companion to Tesla's self-driving fleet in the automation economy. While skeptics remain, the logic is consistent. Tesla is using its automotive data and hardware expertise as a launchpad into broader AI and robotics. The Q3 record is simply another milestone on that exponential curve. Lessons from the past eyes on the future. It's easy to forget that just a decade ago, Tesla was struggling to meet delivery goals for the Model X. Now it's producing 500,000 cars in a single quarter while simultaneously building humanoid robots. The scale of transformation is almost without precedent. But Musk's strategy is not just about expansion, it's about integration. Every component, cars, batteries, solar roofs, energy storage, AI, connects into one cohesive system. It's not about making products, it's about building an ecosystem that sustains itself. This holistic vision allows Tesla to do what traditional automakers cannot: monetize software updates, data, insights, and energy services long after the initial sale. It's why Tesla's gross margins, even after price cuts, remain among the highest in the industry. The story within the story. And yet, despite all the futuristic ambitions, Tesla's journey remains deeply human. Each record delivery represents the combined effort of tens of thousands of employees, from engineers in Austin to line workers in Berlin. It's the story of late nights, constant iteration, and a shared belief that disruption is worth the struggle. In many ways, Q3 2025 captures the essence of Tesla's dual identity, a corporation and a crusade. The numbers speak of success, but the subtext speaks of something bigger, a company still reinventing itself even as it defines the market it created. As Musk once said, "We don't wait for the future, we build it." As the numbers settle and the headlines fade, the deeper question emerges: what does Tesla's record-breaking quarter truly mean for the future? Because behind every chart, behind every milestone, there's a larger narrative unfolding, one about momentum, resilience, and reinvention. After the record, Tesla's 497,099 deliveries in Q3 2025 mark not just the company's best quarter, but a psychological threshold. It signals that electric vehicles are no longer a niche for enthusiasts or early adopters, they are mainstream. The record is proof that EVs have reached critical mass, and Tesla remains the brand defining that transition. Yet the landscape ahead is far from easy. With the EV tax credits expiring in the United States, a temporary dip in sales is almost inevitable. Analysts from Bloomberg and Goldman Sachs predict a 10 to 15% slowdown in Q4 as many buyers already rushed to purchase earlier. But even if short-term demand softens, the long-term trajectory remains intact. Tesla has weathered similar phases before, and each time it emerged stronger. The post-subsidy world, the expiration of government incentives represents more than an economic shift. It's a maturity test for the EV market. If consumers continue to choose electric vehicles without financial encouragement, it means the technology has truly proven itself. And that's exactly the challenge Tesla appears eager to face. To counter the policy gap, Tesla is preparing a two-pronged strategy: cost innovation and value expansion. On one side, the upcoming Redwood project, the long-awaited $25,000 EV, aims to capture the mass market, bringing Tesla ownership within reach of millions more. On the other side, Tesla's software ecosystem, from FSD subscriptions to in-car entertainment, offers new recurring revenue streams that make each car more valuable over time. This dual approach could redefine profitability. Instead of relying solely on vehicle sales, Tesla's future profits may increasingly come from software services and automation, turning every car into a platform. Scaling the next era. In 2025, Tesla operates 5 major gigafactories, each serving as a node in a global network of manufacturing innovation. By 2026, 2 more are planned, one in India, another in Mexico, both strategically positioned to expand market access and reduce logistics costs. These facilities will not only produce vehicles, but also house the next generation 4080 battery production lines and Dojo AI training clusters. That means the line between factory and data center is beginning to blur. Every Tesla build generates data, and every gigabyte of that data, in turn, helps build a smarter Tesla. The more cars Tesla delivers, the more intelligent the fleet becomes. This flywheel of intelligence, where growth fuels learning and learning fuels growth, is what gives Tesla a sustainable competitive edge, the human and the machine. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Tesla's journey isn't its technology, it's its ability to connect emotionally with people. Despite all the automation code and machinery, Tesla remains a story about human aspiration. It's about believing in progress, in the possibility that one company can accelerate an entire planet's transition to sustainable energy. At every stage, that belief has faced skepticism. When Tesla launched the Model S, critics said EVs were impractical. When it built Gigafactory 1, analysts called it financially reckless. When it introduced FSD, many doubted autonomy would ever be safe enough. And yet here we are, 500,000 deliveries in 1 quarter, and a future still expanding before our eyes. It's that combination of vision and defiance that defines Tesla. Musk's leadership may be polarizing, but his willingness to take risks has reshaped not just a company, but an industry. What comes next? Looking ahead, 3 major frontiers stand before Tesla autonomy. The full deployment of robotaxi services could transform Tesla into a mobility network, reducing the cost of transport and creating passive income for car owners. Artificial intelligence through the Dojo, supercomputer, and Optimus project. Tesla aims to extend its neural networks beyond vehicles into physical labor and logistics. Energy integration. Tesla's solar roof and megapack systems are quietly scaling, positioning the company to lead not just transportation, but the global clean energy infrastructure. Each of these frontiers is risky, ambitious, and profoundly expensive, but they also form the pillars of Musk's master plan to create an ecosystem that powers, moves, and sustains humanity without fossil fuels. Beyond the numbers, in the end, the record itself, 497,099 cars, is not the destination, it's a signpost on a much longer road. It represents millions of small decisions, customers choosing electric over gasoline, engineers solving manufacturing problems, governments rethinking policies. Tesla's achievement reminds us that transformation is rarely clean or linear. It's messy, unpredictable, and full of setbacks. But if Q3 2025 proved anything, it's that the future isn't waiting, it's already being delivered one vehicle at a time. And so, as this chapter closes, one question remains. Can Tesla keep rewriting the rules of the auto industry? Or will the next wave of challengers finally catch up? Whatever the answer, one truth endures when Tesla moves, the world watches.